Welcome everyone to the Inland Sports Show. Before we start the show, make sure you like this video and you've subscribed to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. And if you're a local business or organization and you'd like to promote yourself on this show, just send us an email, inlandsportsshow@gmail.com. The show starts right now. Garcia's left footage. And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified at Team Vision TV 16. I am your host, Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. We got a big show. We're going to touch a lot of different things, including a little bit later in the show, the new head football coach for the Roosevelt Mustangs, Chuck Chastain, will join us live. We're also going to hear from State San Bernardino men's basketball, the Coyotes going to the Elite Eight for the NCAA Division II national tournament. That's pretty exciting as well. We're also, we have a pre-recorded interview with Coach Carpentier at Aquinas High School. The Falcons are absolutely loaded, and they got guys becoming eligible very soon, so they're only going to get better. So they got a big county clash game coming up on Saturday night at San Manuel Stadium. But first things first, we're leading things off with the head baseball coach for the Riverside Poly Bears, Billy Ermert. Coach, listen, really appreciate the time for you jumping on here on the Inland Sports Show. You guys are off to a great start, but we know the Ivy League, man, it's got some good baseball. There's some good players. There's some good coaches. I know, again, off to a strong start, 3-1 in league play, but when you look at the Ivy League from top to bottom, man, there's a lot of good teams, Coach.
Yeah, man. First of all, hey, Pep, thanks for having us on, dude. Really excited. But yeah, you're right. It's exciting to be in a league where everybody's competitive. You know what I mean? We have a lot of athletes, a lot of great coaching going on in the league. And it's fun to be a part of. So yeah, we're off to a good start, but we have to continue to keep at it. And there's not a team in the league that you can just roll. You know what I mean? You have to show up and you have to have energy, and that's what makes it fun, and that's what's great about high school sports.
You know, Coach Ermert, I've talked to other baseball coaches and some frustration right now because of the weather. And I know, listen, the state of California, man, we need rain. We got to get out of this drought, and it's been great. But I've talked to some other coaches who are like, especially the teams that have some younger players, and they just need to get some at-bats or get innings on the mound. And they're just like, man, can we just catch a break? We need to get the guys out there so we're ready for league. And now we're already in league, and now we can get ready for playoffs. I mean, what's been the early season like for you guys in just terms of trying to get practices in, trying to get games in, and just trying to get better?
I'll tell you what, man, it's been wild. It's always been a thing in California where you always hope for rain and then you never get it. And then baseball season starts and it's a ton of rain. But this year has been absolutely astounding with just the weather that we've had to deal with. And, and the games we have to reschedule. And like you said, trying to prepare it and practice and make practice meaningful. What I've been blessed with and what we've been blessed with is with a group of guys that are really resilient, really hardworking, and they want to be out there, right? When we're rained out of a practice, they are upset. You know what I mean? And that's not typical of a lot of young men, at that age. So that's great because we try to not take days off unless we're forced to. We're going to get out there and we're going to figure out a way to get something done productive. And I'm just really proud of the group and their kind of buy-in and their resiliency, because it is difficult when you start to have momentum and then it's a rain out and it's another rain out and we're in the classroom and we're trying to find something productive. But they've been really responding well.
Well, Coach, let's do a little name dropping. I know Nate Albrecht, he's off to a great start. That guy's a hit machine. But who are some of the guys leading the way for the Bears this season?
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, Nathan Albrecht is an absolute monster. His physicality is just through the roof, and he's going to do amazing things. And on top of it, he's a great kid. You know what I mean? So I'm really proud of him, and he's going off. Polk for us on the mounds. Kean Polk has just been a competitor. He's dynamite, right? We always say he has ice in his veins. He doesn't feel anything, man, because he just gets up there and goes. And first pitch strike, and I'm going to get after it, and I'm going to throw the curveball for a strike. And it's just a really quiet demeanor, and we're really proud of him there. We have a lot of leadership with guys like our center fielder, Mattson. He can run, he can throw, guy can hit, you know what I mean? But he's just a real presence, and he's really done a lot of things. I'm excited for what he's going to do. We have one thing that I'm really proud of with our group is our physicality across. I think that this might be our most physical group. Worked really, really hard in the weight room. And I owe that to also my assistant coach that would run the morning lifting, because I have 3 little kids and I'm getting them ready for school and stuff. And he's like, hey, I got this, because that's the only time we can get in the weight room. And the guys really responded, and they're seeing it pay dividends. And so, and that's a shout to him. He's a product of Coach Adcock, who, thanks for the shout out, Coach Adcock, the other day. He's a legend for sure. But yeah, I've been really blessed with that. The fact that, guys are really buying in. So there's a ton of names. Mason Schumacher has been really doing it on the mound for us this year, and he's been one of our starters. And we have a sophomore third baseman who's never played the position before, and he's got a great baseball body, and he's just going to be an absolute stud with a bright future. There's, the Luke Madore at shortstop, you know what I mean? Aaron Garcia at second, Soto at first. I mean, there's so many guys that can be named, but one thing that I think is really awesome about them is they all have a role and they believe in the role, and it's been really special. So yeah, name dropping, absolutely, man. I probably left a lot out, so I'm gonna text you.
Coach, when you say physicality, it's like the most physical team you've been around. Are you talking about just these guys are stronger, they're faster, like they're just, I don't know, not that baseball players are not good athletes, but these guys are really good athletes?
I would say so. I think that one thing about them is not only are they physical in regards to strength and ability, like they can run and we can get guys in motion, but they really believe in it. Right. They believe in themselves and they believe in each other. And that makes them more physical, because they walk around with a presence that I'm proud that they earned. We've come a long way from where we started in the fall, and we have a long way to go. And I think that there's a lot of maturity in that when they believe in that. Like, okay, we've grown, but we still have to continue to grow every day. And there's not been too many groups I've been around in my 17 years of coaching that can really, really, take that and truly believe in it. They can say they can believe in it, but for them to really own that and continue to get better, it's just fun to be around, Pep. You know what I mean? And they're a great group of guys. So I hope that they keep on doing it.
Well, Coach, this time of the year, during the spring, during the baseball season, what's it like in the Ermert household? Because I want to give a shout out to your wife, principal at LaSalle Elementary in the Valverde School District. You're a head baseball coach. I would assume, I mean, all year round you guys are busy, but especially this time of the year, and you got 3 little ones. I mean, much sleep? Are you just running around constantly? What's it like right now?
A blessing, by all means. I mean, I don't know a more blessed man in the world. Like you mentioned, my wife, man, she's a principal at elementary school, and she is everything to me, and I'm so proud of her. But she gives me grace, because it's tough to be the wife of a head coach, and I'm gone a lot, and she just is a rock star, and she does it, and she's my best friend, and I'm always going to be so proud of her. And yeah, I got a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they're all their own personality, and I'm so blessed to have them. But it's kind of cool, man, because I look back at it and how many kids get to go out on the field, and their dad's the head coach, and they get to experience the players, and the players bond with them and stuff like that. It's something that I never thought about, and something that I will always be grateful for is just the community that they get to be immersed in. But yeah, we're tired, and we're blessed by that tiredness. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Coach, there's a lot of kids who, going back to the family dynamic, there's a lot of kids, they get out of school, they go home, they jump on their video games. But it sounds like, man, what a cool experience to have dad as a high school head coach. And, maybe you get out of class and you go straight to the baseball field, whether it's practice or a game, and you're hanging out with some of the varsity guys and maybe playing catch or helping dad rake or whatever, man. But like, what a cool experience, just the family dynamic of that.
It really is. I mean, there's days where, no one can pick up the kids from school. And so I have to go get them and bring them to practice. And they know everybody, all the players by name. And you get to really see who people are when they respond to young kids. When you're like, a kid yourself, you're in high school, you're a young man. And just to see how kind and caring they are towards my young kids and to see that that's who they are as individuals makes me very proud, because being baseball players is great, but being good people and being community people. And that's paramount. That's what it's all about. And I really believe that that's what's going on there and our players buy into it. So like I said, I can't echo enough how proud I am of them for that.
Well, Coach Ermert, I got to run here, but I really do appreciate the time. I think you've got, Moval coming up, I think on Saturday. So hopefully that one will get in. I think there's no rain on the forecast for this later in the week and on the weekend.
Yeah, we got Mobile on Saturday, and so and we got Upland tomorrow. So it's going to be fun, man. But hey, I appreciate what you guys do, and what an honor to be able to be on and talk to you guys, and just very thankful. So keep on doing what you do.
You got it, Coach. That is the head coach of the Riverside Poly Bears, Billy Ermert, here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks again, Coach. I really appreciate it. All right, that's going to take us into our first commercial break of the night. When we come back, we're going to talk a little pigskin with the new head football coach at Roosevelt High School, Chuck Chastain. That's next.
And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. And Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust.
What up, y'all? Boostman here, gonna break you off with another quick 2 cent. Athletes, if you're looking to improve your speed, be careful not to compare yourself to your peers. Because of genetics, unfortunately, you may never be as fast as the fastest player on your team. But you can definitely improve your own personal best and steadily reach your maximum potential. Remember, if you want to continue to grow as an athlete, don't try to beat the rest, beat your best. Boostman.
So we are downtown on Court Street, and we have the Arts Fest. We have dancers over there. We have many vendors here today. We have food vendors. We have lots going on, so come on down.
It's really nice. We meet a lot of nice people. They need resources to let them know what's going on, atmosphere where they can come, relax, enjoy themselves, bring the family out. Come on down, join us. It's been a blessing, and it's always a nice time, so you can't go wrong.
It's fun, and you make new friends here, and I have a lot of different friends in my group. So if you want to make more friends, you want to have fun, then this is the place to be.
And welcome back to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. And a big thanks to Coach Billy Ermert from Riverside Poly Baseball for joining us. Now we're going to pivot, shift gears as we talk football. We talk a lot of football on the Inland Sports Show all year round. And of course, off-season coaching news is always a big deal. And now joining us live on the show, the new head football coach for the Roosevelt Mustangs. And hopefully I continue to say that correctly. I feel like I might slip at some point during the interview, Coach, and I apologize in advance if that happens. Chuck Chastain at Roosevelt, ERHS. And Coach, first off, congrats on the new gig. And I'm just going to ask you the question that everyone was asking me, and I'll just get it out of the way. So people are going to be like, you know, he was the star quarterback at Norco, CIF champ, he was so great as a head coach. So why move to Roosevelt right now?
Sorry, my daughter's just popping in the screen there. You can't
That's
see it.
okay. We're a family-friendly show. It's all good.
You know, look, I'm proud of what we did at Norco. I'll always be an alumni of that program. And, you know, it's a special place. It just felt like that we had run our course and it was time for a change. And I've always felt that Roosevelt has a tremendous amount of potential. And we're just excited to start to build something new and try to build a Division I program somewhere else. And, you know, you got to keep challenging yourself, and I wish Norco the best, but it was just time for me to start a new chapter in my life.
You know, Coach, when you look at Roosevelt, man, they've got a great principal, a great athletic director. They seem to be good at every single sport. I mean, I feel like in terms of at least football, Roosevelt was like a sleeping giant. Like they were getting ready to make that next big leap. Because, I mean, they've already been good, but I feel like they were getting ready to make that next leap. Do you kind of feel that same way?
Absolutely. That's one of the major decisions of why I made this move. I feel they have a tremendous amount of potential that hasn't fully reached its goal yet. And we're coming in with high aspirations. And, you know, we got to establish a culture there and establish toughness, but they have all the athletes and all the pieces. It's just getting them to believe. And, you know, we're excited. We're really excited. We've had a few practices on the field. Kids have responded greatly. I feel really good about the staff. It'll be much easier when I finally get on campus there. But we feel sky's the limit, and our goal is to be a Division I program in 2 years and get to that Open 8 division and continue to grow.
You know, Coach, when you look at this Roosevelt team, again, they had success, and they feel like, you know, they're on the verge, on the cusp of making that next jump. You know, what do you think is the difference? Maybe that's a hard question to answer, but is there something that you feel like you can come into the program and be like, okay, if we can do this well, we're going to have a chance to win a lot of football games?
Yeah, I think the skill positions are loaded. It's just been the trenches up front and really just building a mindset of toughness. You know, the one thing about Roosevelt is they're a new school, so culture. One thing Norco's always had was, you know, 53 years of one family treat, the coaching staff, and culture. So we're going to have to build that culture there. It's going to take some time. But when you win games and do things the right way and breed mental toughness, physical toughness, the kids buy in, we're going to get that culture going. So we just need to toughen up in the trenches and build that culture, and we're going to be just fine.
So you mentioned, you know, some practices already. I've seen, you know, on social media, some teams are getting, you know, their spring activities going, practices. Of course, the weight room's always a big deal in the off season. So what are some of the things you're doing right now, Coach, to feel like you're getting your team better every day?
Well, they're in the weight room every day with some of the staff that's on campus. As far as practice goes, we're just starting to install our schemes little by little. Haven't done much team stuff yet, just trying to get them familiar with us, the coaching staff. You know, most of my coaches from Norco followed me, and we kept everybody on the Roosevelt staff who wanted to be there and trying to, you know, merge the two. I think it's important that we kept those alumni on and try to bridge the gap between the community. So we're just little by little getting better. We've had two exceptional practices so far. If those were the worst two practices we ever had, man, we're going to achieve a lot there. So we're confident what the kids are doing. We're happy with their effort. We feel we can install more than we thought we could to start. We were doing one play here and there, run, pass, and then last week we're like, hey, man, let's ramp it up. And I got there this afternoon. I had a handful of kids waiting at the office door, waiting to sit down and talk ball. So they're hungry. We're hungry as a staff. It's been a really easy transition now that we've gotten going. We'll be on the field once a week here till the end of the month, next month, and then we'll be ramping it up with spring ball and going 4 days a week and getting ready for our showcase and getting ready for the passing league circuit.
Yeah, that was my next question. Perfect segue. So, you know, the big showcase, obviously, right? So you guys some exposure to some college teams, and then the 7-on-7 thing throughout the spring. What does the next couple of months look like for your team? And showcase 7-on-7. I don't know if you have a spring game or anything like that, but what's the next couple of months look like?
Just continue to build on what we're doing, build on culture. Look, passing tournaments are great. We're not here to win passing tournaments. We want our kids to show they're improving, right? That they're growing, that they're making the adjustments. So we'll plan a few here or there. Traditionally, we've done Battle of the Beach at Edison, but this year that's going to be on our dead period that was already scheduled before I got there, so we'll have to miss that one. But we're going to continue to grow. I mean, obviously, passing competitions breed some good things. They also breed some bad habits. We just want to make sure that we're prepping our kids for a tough season coming up. And we know as a staff, the Big Eight's no joke, and so whatever we're called these days.
Big West, whatever, Big Eight.
Big West, there you go. Big West, Big Eight. But we're we have lofty aspirations. And so we're going to do everything we can to reach those goals and just build upon that every day. So like I said, we got 4 practices coming every week. Once we get to the end of April, we'll host some friendly 7-on-7 stuff. And then I got to figure out what passing tournaments we're going to do. But we want to make sure we're focusing on ourselves versus putting on the dog and pony show for 7-on-7 football. That's not going to win us the games. We need to win. We need to hit the weight room, train, build toughness, the little things. The football games aren't little, but the little things in the summer and the spring that matter.
Well, Coach, you already mentioned you've already had some great practices, and the kids are hungry and they want to work and they're buying into this culture. But when you first came on board, I think there were some pictures shared on social media when you had a chance to actually meet the team for the first time.
The worst photos ever. The worst photos ever. They gave me a medium shirt. I didn't take the shirt off underneath because I was already in the weight room. The guy stood up on a bench and took an elevated photo. And, yeah, dude, I'm not a big social media guy, so whatever. Hey, it got likes, it got public out there. So thanks for bringing that up.
I just thought you were yoked. I'm like, dude, Coach Chastain's working out, looking good.
I am working out. That is true. But I don't know if I'm that yoked. I think that was more of a bet.
But, Coach, when you first had a chance to meet the guys, what was the reception like when you came in and said, hey, this is how I want to run my football program. This is what I want to do. If you're down with that, let's go. I mean, what was the first reception? I think I know the answer because you said you had some great practices already, but what was that first reception like?
Yeah, they have multiple weight room periods. The first one I got to go to was the varsity 6 period. And I just walked in and first on congratulated them on what they've built as a program already and the effort they've put in and that we're, what they've done has been special, but at the same time, we feel they can do more. Told them what our aspirations was. And I told them, look, I gave up 10 years of my alma mater, something I truly love and will always love to, but we came here to win a championship. That's the goal, to win a championship. I don't know what division we'll be in next year, but we're going to give everybody hell, I'll tell you that much. And we came here with the aspirations of winning a title and building a culture and something special in a new place that we feel has the potential to do so. And that's the piece they're missing. So it's a great challenge, but they seem on board. They were super responsive. I just told them, hey, get ready to work, and hey, we told them we need to be in all Roosevelt gear. And they weren't the first day. Boom, changed. They instantly took care of it. Hey, we're not wearing jewelry or doing this or that. Boom, done. Hey, we needed today was last practice. Phil was a little messy. We got to take pride in our stadium. No problem, Coach. We got you. So they're hungry. They're ready to work. We're going to try to be a disciplined program and do what we did at NHS and do it here at a different place. And that's going to take some take and give on coaching staff's end and the players' end. But so far, it's been a great relationship.
All right, finally, Coach, when you're not, drawing up plays and getting your Roosevelt team ready, you're at home helping I think it was your daughter who popped in at the beginning of the interview. You're helping her with homework. So what is your strongest subject? 'Cause I'm kind of a math guy, history too, but more of a math guy with my daughters. But so when they come to you, is it what subject is it? What do you feel strong in?
Well, I'm a history teacher, so for my junior high kid, I take care of all the history stuff. We were just doing a kindergarten spelling list, de-spelling list practice test. It's exciting stuff, spelling as and of and things like that. Make sure we're on the line and those type of things. So we try to do all subjects. Math isn't necessary to my strength unless it has X's and O's tied to it, or a 3-tech or a 5-tech or something like that. But just try to, get in there and be a dad when I can in the off season. They give me so much support during the season and make sure they're at every game and so on that I need to make sure I return the favor as best I can in the springtime and, get in there and help them and spend time with them. So it's a good take and give relationship.
That's awesome. Coach Chastain, listen, I'm a big fan of yours. I think you know that. Congratulations on the new gig. Best of luck at Roosevelt. Hopefully we can do this again soon. I think you've got more homework to go do in a second.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime, Pep. Thank you for having us and promoting the program. And look, big things are coming to ERHS, man. We're going to get started. We're going to get it rolling.
You got it, Coach. I appreciate the time. I'll let you run, but I do appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a good night.
You got it. Chuck Chastain, the new head football coach for the Roosevelt Mustangs here on the Inland Sports Show. All right, when we come back here, we're going to talk some Cal State San Bernardino men's basketball. The Yotes are on the road to the Elite Eight in Indiana to come next week. And a little bit later in the show, more high school baseball with Aquinas head coach Mike Carpentier. That's next on the Inland Sports Show.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
What up, y'all? Boostman here, gonna break you off with a quick 2 cent. With over 10 years in the game developing athletes, I'm gonna share with you guys 3 major keys to developing speed. Number 1, you gotta get stronger. This increases your capacity to produce force. Number 2, you gotta improve your running mechanics. I'm talking about arm action, leg action, and good posture. Number 3, you gotta sprint. High quality sprints that uses acceleration and max speed are vital for sport specificity. There you have it. 3 keys for speed. Now get to it. Your boy, Boostman.
We are at San Bernardino Public Library, and today we had a Star Wars event. We had crafts, activities, as well as live performers doing a lightsaber battle.
What's unique about these is that it gets a bunch of like-minded people together, and you don't often get that unless you're at a fandom event. Everyone can join, and you are going to be having fun.
So this event, which I loved, is it's engaging a younger audience, and that's something that I think we need to do, not just with Star Wars, but with other aspects in life. Of coming to the local library to engage in these younger audiences and knowing that there's a world out there for them to explore. You just have to turn a page. I think it's such a wonderful, cool thing about this event.
And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. And Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. Another big thanks to Chuck Chastain, the new head football coach for the Roosevelt Mustangs. Let's talk some college basketball. We've got one local team still playing on the men's side. That is the Cal State San Bernardino men's basketball team, the Yotes, getting past Point Loma Nazarene in the West Region Division II championship game. So this would be the equivalent of the Sweet 16 of the Big Dance, but at the Division II level. And it was a battle, but the Yotes picked up the win at Point Loma, who was the #1 seed. So now Cal State San Bernardino advances to the Elite Eight for the 4th time in program history. Cal State San Bernardino will hit the road for Evansville, Indiana for the Elite Eight next week. After that big win against Point Loma to punch their ticket to the Elite Eight, Coach Andy Newman and some of his top players talking to the media. And what a season it has been for the Yotes, and it is not done yet. Check it out.
Just two great teams battling it out. Both teams, playing together, having fun, and throwing haymakers at each other. And we were just very fortunate to come out through one more than they did. But what a great basketball game. Two really good teams, and just feel really fortunate to come out on top.
I missed the layup before that, so I had to get it back. And like I said, it takes a lot of heart and courage. But like I said, my teammates was always behind my back, encouraging me to get it back. So I big up to them. And then, like I said, this win was for everybody, for the Yotes, for our seniors, and it means a lot to us.
Like I said earlier, like our 1 through 15 can go. So it's like we all have trust in each other. We all have faith in each other because we know we practice each other against each other in practice every day. So we know what each other can do. So I have faith in him taking a shot, Eddie taking a shot, anybody taking a shot. So the offense isn't the problem. We just know we gotta get stops on defense. They were getting some tough shots. So it's just like the atmosphere. You just got rocking in there. But like we're an older, mature team. So like we're kind of used to it. Like we wanted this game like really bad to show people that like we're the best team in the West region, and we just came and showed it tonight.
You guys have cut the nets down, I think, 3 times in 3 weeks. Is it getting boring?
I mean, it's not getting boring at all. I mean, this is the farthest I've ever made on any team. So I'm just happy to be here with these guys, and I'm still trying to cut down more nets.
It's been super fun. This is the most talented team I've been around, and as I said the other day, like I'm just really enjoying it now. Now we're in March, and all my work was done months ago. Like now it's on these guys. These guys are holding each other accountable. They got shot selection. They're looking at each other and encouraging each other to defend and rebound, do all the things that we as coaches try to preach and put on them. And then now they've kind of taken that baton, and it's so much fun to watch them just go with it. And it's been a great ride. And as I said yesterday, I got a great stinking seat for it. I'm right on the floor, and I get to walk up and down. But at the end of the day, these guys, just really fun to be around every day. Really fun to watch play. And when they're humming, it's beautiful basketball, and it's really fun to see them really develop and become that team that we knew that they could become.
Good luck to the Yotes next week at the Elite Eight in Evansville, Indiana, trying to bring home a national championship. All right now let's take a look at the Big Boost play of the week. Better not blink because this guy is that fast. Jaquan Smith, a.k.a. Florida, from Cajon High School. Yes, he's a football star, but the dude is simply fast. At the Saddle Up Invitational at Vista Murrieta, there is Jaquan in the 100 meters. He not only broke the Cajon school record, he broke the Saddle Up Invitational meet record, and he posted the fastest time in the 100 meters in the state of California this season for CIF. So what a fantastic run by Jaquan Smith. And the season's just getting started, man. He might break it again later in the year. So that's our Big Boost play of the week from Jaquan Smith. All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show. We're going to talk some high school baseball, and big game coming up this weekend. Saturday, the county clash at San Manuel Stadium. We'll talk about that when we come back here on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Boostman here, breaking you with a quick 2 cent. Coachable athletes will always be the best athletes. They meet their coach's expectations, they can be pushed harder, take constructive criticism, and don't mind having more responsibility placed on their shoulders. Because of this, they see more playing time, have leadership roles on their team, and have coaches who will rave and rant about them. Being coachable doesn't require talent, but it is a skill. You can be a talented athlete on your team, but if you're not coachable, you'll never be the best athlete. Boostman.
Bernardino has implemented a new low-cost sidewalk vending program in hopes of expanding opportunity for community members to start sidewalk vending safely and lawfully. We want everyone to have access to the economic benefits that sidewalk vending brings, but we want to make sure that our sidewalk vendors know the do's and don'ts when it comes to our city. We must make sure that vendors are keeping our residents safe by following general health and safety standards and by following all city rules. Like, did you know to legally sidewalk vend in the city of San Bernardino, you'll need a seller's permit? What about the $1 million general liability insurance that you are required to have? Don't let this scare you. When all is said and done, the cost of the annual permit will either be $64 or $154. We want to help in every way we can when it comes to vendors lawfully running and growing their small businesses. But those who operate without the proper permits can and will be cited. Citations can run anywhere from 100 to a misdemeanor, and repeated violations can result in the confiscation of items needed to sidewalk vend. We do not want this to be you. So, if you have any questions or concerns regarding the new sidewalk vending program, please call us at 909-384-5035, where staff will help you navigate your way to becoming a safe and permitted vendor in our city.
When he got that second championship, first words out of his mouth, I got one more than Shaq.
Yeah.
first thing he said. I mean, that's how important it was to him.
Ultra competitive, and I think towards the end, Kobe and Shaq were they mended things, and they were actually cool with one another. But yeah, it did mean a lot to him to have more than Shaq, and Pau Gasol was a big reason why. So number 16 now hanging in the rafters. I think he's enlightened now after his 4 days of darkness or whatever that was called, and he's like, I think my run with the Packers is over. Where am I going to end up? And the Jets would not be a bad place to end up if you're Aaron Rodgers.
There was a joke going around the internet that was like, you know what, it would be perfect for him to go to the Raiders because he's the Prince of Darkness. And I thought that was hilarious.
Inland Sports.
Talking some Aaron Rodgers on KCAL 96.7 FM with my boy Patrick in the morning. Aaron Rodgers, it looks like he intends to sign with the New York Jets. And actually, I covered him in high school. I'm that old. When he was at Pleasant Valley in Chico, actually covered him. Now it looks like he's going to sign with the Jets. A couple other quick football news, because I love me some NFL here. The pride of Cardinal City, San Bernardino High School, Alexander Madison, signing a 2-year deal to stay with the Minnesota Vikings. And Jamal Williams ran for over 1,000 yards this season. 17 touchdowns with the Detroit Lions, set a new franchise record. Well, he is leaving Motown. He is leaving the Motor City. He is leaving the Lions. He is going to the New Orleans Saints with Derek Carr. So congratulations to Jamal Williams on a new contract, with New Orleans. All right, now let's talk some high school baseball. It's our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. It was supposed to happen this week. Unfortunately, the rain had other ideas, so it was postponed. But it's still our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. It is the Aquinas Falcons taking on Arrowhead Christian in baseball. Again, they're supposed to play this week. The game has been rescheduled for April 17th, so a couple weeks from now. But right now, ACA is undefeated on the season, with the Aquinas Falcons widely regarded as one of the top teams in all of the Southern Section. They will be Division II for the upcoming CIF Southern Section playoffs. So this is a big-time battle in the Ambassador League between the Eagles and the Falcons, but we're going to have to wait a couple weeks to see them go head-to-head. But we did have a chance to catch up with Aquinas head coach Mike Carpentier, talk about not only this year's team, they've got the county clash this Saturday night against Ontario Christian. And then next week, they're going to play Linfield Christian at CBU at California Baptist University. And then it's off to North Carolina, Cary, North Carolina, the home of USA Baseball, where the Aquinas Falcons will represent the IE as the only IE school to be in the National High School Invitational, basically the only tournament of its sort to crown somewhat of a national champion. Aquinas will be there. Here's head coach Mike Carpentier.
Inland Sports. That PPR event, I thought it was, more of the best of the teams from the West Coast, Southern California, which is loaded with talent. We were just happy to be a part of it. Getting out there and playing against the best, and I thought we did well. I mean, the elements were tough. It was cold. It was rainy, but at the same time, our boys worked through it and finished 3-1. And one of the events that I think is one of the better events of the year.
Last year, league title, guys made a great playoff run, but I feel like coming into this season, did you feel like the expectations were a little bit bigger based on what you guys did last year and the amount of talent you guys have? Yeah, I mean, it's going to get tougher every year for us, and we're in for that kind of run. The competition, the schedule that we've built, all of it's going to be a lot tougher for us, and we got to get better. That's just the bottom line. And the National High School Invitational, obviously, it's a big deal. It's invite only. It's some of the top teams across the entire country. How excited are you guys to go represent Aquinas at that thing?
Very excited. I mean, when we got the call for it last year that we were going to be a part of that this year, I mean, obviously that's a dream for any type of school to be a part of that, and welcome to come out to North Carolina to face those kind of teams. And we've been building, ourselves ready to get ready for that kind of event and that kind of competition. And I think we'll do well. But the boys got to come out and play with it and show what they can do. Well, our pitching's carried us, and we knew that was going to happen at the beginning of the season. Obviously, we have some top bats in the area, and those top bats got to produce. And as the schedule gets tougher, they got to produce even more, and that's kind of what we've been working on and hitting a little bit more, working on driving ball the other way, looking to produce at a better rate, and that's what we've been working on. Inland Sports.
And that was Coach Carpentier, everybody. As we mentioned, it is a county clash Saturday at San Manuel Stadium. 3 big games coming up. Citrus Valley taking on Redlands East Valley. We got Redlands and Beaumont in the nightcap. Let's check it out. It's going to be live on IEMG. It's Aquinas taking on Ontario Christian in Ambassador League play. So we got Rebbing and CV at 1 o'clock. Redlands and Beaumont at 4, and then the granddaddy of them all at 7 o'clock. Aquinas and Ontario Christian. We'll have that game live on IEMG, so you can head on over to the IE Media Group YouTube channel. I'd say about 6:45 if the county clash is running on time, and you can watch that game live. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. A big shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes here at Teen Vision TV 16. And also our guests tonight, we had Chuck Chastain, the new head football coach for the Roosevelt Mustangs, and also Riverside Poly baseball skipper Billy Ermert. Also talked some Cal State San Bernardino basketball. And of course, you just saw Aquinas skipper Mike Carpentier. My name is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in each and every week. I hope you guys stay safe out there. God bless you, and we'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.